one has to be as accurate as possible, or as honest, I should say as honest as possible with that type of behavior, that type of lifestyle.
Viewers, the tension, the atmosphere, the smells of this place. The book by Saviano has a journalistic side that I wanted to keep. I wanted to make this film like a war chronicle, and I didn't want any superfluous or artificial commentary.
The gangster mythos has been portrayed in cinema dating back to Howard Hawks' 1932 film, Scarface. However, as popular as this genre is, certain directors have become renowned for introducing their own unique style and tone to the genre. Gomorrah, a film by Italian director Matteo Garrone, depicts the trials and tribulations of a large gang in the slums of Italy. Note how Garrone uses a shaky camera effect and realistic cinematography in order to give the scenes a gritty urban feel. Garrone's depiction of mafia life is one of brutal realism. Instead of focusing on the flashy side of gangster life, he chooses to portray his characters as people with no morals, willing to do anything to earn respect from fellow criminals. Martin Scorsese, arguably the most respected American director, revolutionized gangster films in 1990 with Goodfellas. Scorsese relies heavily on random, shocking violence to build tension and show audiences a darker side of mafia life. Watch how Scorsese uses this technique to perfection in this scene from Goodfellas.
What the fuck you looking at? Come on, make that coffee to go. Let's go.
In the early 60s, where European film was so important to me. French and Italian and British film was so important to me, and even some Dutch filmmakers at the time were doing some good work. And I think, for me, I kind of find myself straddling both America and Europe in a way. And I guess I take what I can get.
The Italian slum, depicted in Gomorrah, is a poor town filled with criminals, where even seemingly legitimate businessmen are involved in shady dealings with the mob. Look here at how Garrone leaves the actual violence off-screen and instead chooses to show the sobering aftermath of a gang shootout, making the scene much more disturbing and effective.
I didn't try and be a virtuoso. My aim was not to show that I'm a good director. The film naturally refused any music, and each time I tried to put some in, the film became more common and lost its energy.
Scorsese chooses a far more different approach in this scene from Goodfellas. Here, he makes the violence in your face and bloody in order to grab the viewer's attention early on.
No. What the fuck? You better go over and see him.
As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster.
I look at French films, I look at some German pictures, but English, American, Italian, many Italian films, to get a sense. In the case of Sajid Ray, the new Chinese films I like, from of course the mainland China and Hong Kong.
Most gangster films like to show assassinations or hits made by the mob, and Gomorrah is no different. However, Barone makes this scene his own by using artistic camera angles and leaving the actual violence in the background and out of focus, choosing rather to focus on the emotion and guilt displayed on the protagonist's facial expression.
The film isn't only about Naples. I'd like it to be interpreted as a metaphor for the current state of the world. The question remains, is there any hope left for humanity?
Both Gomorrah and Goodfellas show the initiations required for a younger male to earn his way in. Scorsese uses a very direct approach in depicting
People
this
looked
scene.
at me differently, and they knew I was with somebody. I didn't have to wait in line at the bakery on Sunday mornings anymore for fresh bread. The owner knew who I was with, and he'd come from around the counter no matter how many people were waiting. I was taken care of first. Our neighbors didn't park in our driveway anymore, even though we didn't have a car. At 13, I was making more money than most of the grown-ups in the neighborhood. I mean, I had more money than I could spend. I had it all. One day some of the kids from the neighborhood carried my mother's groceries all the way home. You know why? It was out of respect.